After running with the Bulls in Chicago, the Suns have landed here in Minneapolis. We're inside the Target Center, where it's been another season of suffering for the Timberwolves. It's Game 3 on the road trip, Suns and Wolves, here on My 45. Hi everyone, Tom Leander, along with the man who put the J in jump shot, EJ, Eddie Johnson. How about Steve Nash off his sickbed? 16 assists last night against the Chicago Bulls. And once he had his game shorts on, he went to work.
Yeah, that was key. I mean, you know, he forgot his shorts, but he did not forget his game. Once he stepped on the court, it was the same Steve Nash that we're used to seeing. Finding his teammates and giving them the basketball where they can do damage as easily as they can. He was running the show, even between the legs of Carlos Boozer. A fantastic comeback game for Steve Nash.
16 assists, more than 6 teams last night in the NBA that were in action. Now the question for Steve Nash is, in a back-to-back situation, what is left in the tank? We'll take our first time out from the Target Center, where they have a new love affair with their power forward, Kevin Love, and it's also a new start for Michael Beasley. We'll talk about those two forwards on the other side. Tonight, the Wolves, then it's off to New Orleans. Tom Leander back with Eddie Johnson. Minnesota has very talented tandem at the forward spot. Of course, you have Kevin Love, who's put up some ridiculous numbers this season for the Timberwolves. He will not play, though, because of groin injury. And also at forward, they have Michael Beasley, very talented and a big part of the future here in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I mean, they have a great young core of players led by this guy. I mean, look, when you're getting 20 and 15, you are bona fide. And I tell you what, if it wasn't for some other power forwards having great years, he'd be all NBA first team. That's how good he's been. Michael Beasley was playing as good as anybody at the beginning of the year. I thought he was all-star material. Sprained his ankle and struggled a little bit. Seemed to be finding his way back, but undoubtedly a tremendous scorer inside and rebounder. This twosome, they are very good, and they're going to be tremendous building blocks for Minnesota.
You have to expect Kevin Love will be the NBA's most improved player, and Beasley may garner a few votes on his own. Unfortunately for Love, Beasley, and the Minnesota Timberwolves, they have lost 11 in a row. The Suns would like to make it an even dozen. Suns and Timberwolves coming your way. Game number 3 on the journey for Phoenix right here on My 45. Casino, Arizona on My 45 is brought to you by the fast, reliable, secure, heavy-duty internet from Quest. Bud Light, it's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. By Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. Goldberg and Osborne, the accident injury lawyers. By Diamondback Plumbing, 2 decades of complete plumbing service and repair. Casino, Arizona, feel the win. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. Absolutely gorgeous day in Minneapolis. Temperatures in the 60s, and here at the Target Center, the only arena where they offer up chocolate chip cookies before every game. Gotta love that Midwest hospitality. Tonight's starting lineups are presented by MidFirst Bank. MidFirst Bank is proud to be the official bank of the Phoenix Suns. Stop by MidFirst Bank today to get your Phoenix Suns check card. Steve Nash, yes, he short-circuited last night, had the wrong shorts on, but he used Xavier Dowdell's as teammates formed a makeshift changing room in front of the team bench. Just classic. It was all over the ESPN highlights all day long. Jared Dudley, as a starter, averaging 16.5 points, 6 rebounds, and shooting 53% from the field for head coach Alvin Gentry. His Suns have dropped 6 of 7, but did give the Bulls a run late in the game last night. Frustrated? Yes. But still, Alvin maintains that great charm, his sense of humor, because he's been through tough times before. Now the starters for the Timberwolves. They have used 15 different starting lineups, now make it 16. Without Kevin Love, Anthony Tolliver starts at 1 forward spot. Darko Milicic is back from his ankle injury. Wesley Johnson's their lottery pick, who has terrific outside range. And Luke Ridnour, the steady vet on the youngest team in the NBA. Their head coach is a former Suns player, Gert Rambis, staggering through his 2nd season here in Minnesota, ending with a thud, this 11-game losing streak. So maybe sticking around in LA and waiting for Phil Jackson to retire would have been a better career choice. Here's tonight's APS power matchup. EJ looking at Grant Hill, who tonight gets to cover Michael Beasley, another one of the young stars in the league.
Yeah, this is a back-to-back for Grant, and he has struggled in back-to-back. So it'll be interesting to see how much energy he has and how much he can control a guy. It's going to take a lot of shots. With Kevin Love not in the lineup, Michael Beasley is going to be very aggressive offensively. But again, Grant Hill has done the job time and time again against top-notch offensive players. This is going to be interesting.
Oh, I really like the talent level of Michael Beasley. Some question his maturity. He says he has matured this season here with the Wolves. Time for tonight's Batteries Plus Power Keys to the Game. Batteries Plus, thousands of batteries for thousands of items. EJ wants a strong start from Grant Hill and the Suns.
Yeah, well, you know, look, last night, if the Suns come out on a strong start, I think they beat the Chicago Bulls. They have to put 48 minutes together. Yeah, does this game mean anything? No, but it does mean something in terms of pride and in terms of building on something for next year. Come out strong, take advantage of a team that's lost 11 games in a row, and then points in the paint. I mean, this is how you can get it done. They don't have Kevin Love. They're not the #1 rebounding team in the league tonight. Attack the glass, attack the rim, and get a number of opportunities in the paint.
Up and away from the target center. Gortat tips it over to Channing Frye. Suns broadcast made available in high definition by Verizon. Rule the air. Check your cable or satellite listings for HD channels. Grant Hill went for the lob and Marcin Gortat, but it was taken away by Wesley Johnson, taken 4th overall in last summer's draft, coming out of Syracuse. Good-looking youngster who's averaging just under 10 points a game. That one caught the side of the backboard for Darko Milicic, who missed the last few games with that sprained ankle, and you can see he's still not 100%.
No, he's limping a little bit. And, you know, again, a guy that will be aggressive trying to shoot the ball.
Nash fading to his left, Gortat tipping, scrapping for the offensive rebound. It's saved by Milicic. Over to Luke Ridnour. His career started in Seattle with the Sonics. Signed a 4-year contract as a free agent this past summer, and now manning the point guard spot for Kurt Rambis and the Wolves. They come in 17-61, worst record in the West, second worst in the NBA, second only to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Michael Beasley with the bucket. Back comes Jared Dudley, straight but strong.
Beasley, a left-handed player, which really gives Grant Hill a different challenge. He has to go up recognizing that he's not playing a right-handed guy. Most left-handers get you in trouble defensively.
Ooh, Nash almost had that steal. Suns missed their first 3 shots here in the opening period. Nash trying to chase down Ridnour. Skip pass over to Wesley Johnson. Has that range, in and out. And the board goes to Steve Nash. Johnson shooting 35% from 3-point range. His college career actually started at Iowa State before he went to Syracuse. And here comes Marcin Gortat. First points for the Suns.
He's really developed that left hand. You know, not trying to attack a guy and get contact. He'll go away from it and just lay it up with the left.
He really has been superb, taking it into the basket on those drives, working so well with Steve Nash. That gives it to Steve, who pushes it into the front court. This was a shootout when these two teams first met back in Phoenix. Suns won the game 128-122. Nash working off that Gortat screen. Both players go down, and now we'll finally get a whistle and a foul called by Ed Malloy, one of our 3 officials, along with Kevin Fear and one of Eddie Johnson's former teammates with the Indiana Pacers, Haywood Workman, is working the game.
Yeah, we called him Woody.
Makes sense.
He's a good point
Name
guard.
like Workman.
Hey, he used to give up that ball. I know that.
Suns averaging 123.5 points in the last 6 meetings with this Timberwolves team, and they are dead last in the NBA in points given up this season. Beasley comes up short. On the run out, it's Grant Hill. He'll take it in on Beasley. Go to that left hand. Superb move by Grant Hill.
Most players around the league know if Grant Hill gets an open court, he is going to create contact. He's going to come at you full speed. Beasley not wanting to pick up a foul early.
And you've talked before, too, about Grant Hill in the second game of a back-to-back. May not have the legs that he had last night, especially after chasing around Derrick Rose for much of the night. Though Steve Nash played Rose very well defensively. Minnesota turns it over. Here comes Jared Dudley driving in on Luke Ridnour. Another fast break bucket for the Suns.
They're going to get plenty. I mean, again, the Wolves depend on Kevin Love to keep them on one end for a couple of possessions because of his rebounding. That's not going to happen tonight. He's in street form.
Ridnour, he comes up shy, jerked away by Dudley. So the Suns won at 128-122 back in Phoenix. Channing Frye had 21 in that game, and it's Grant Hill looks back at the bench and says, I still have that 3-point range from the corner.
Please, he doesn't miss in the corner. I need to find out what his percentage is when he shoots that 3 in the corner. It's got to be way over 50.
He loves, that's his sweet spot, no doubt about it. Both he and Channing Frye had 21 points in that first meeting. Here comes Grant Hill, another run out, sprinting past Michael Beasley. Grant Hill, lively legs here in the first quarter, already 7 points. Suns have scored 11 unanswered, and Kurt Rambis has seen enough here in the first quarter. He's going to call a timeout. Suns running out. Number of fast break opportunities. A couple for Grant Hill, another for Jared Dudley. Grant hits his first 3 hoops. The Wolves have turned it over twice, and the Suns have turned it into points.
Well, we talk about a good start. Well, guess what? The Suns have one going, led by Grant Hill on both ends, getting it done.
In Minneapolis, the Suns begin 5 of 6 shooting after missing their first 3 of the game. Suns basketball sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Give the gift of a destination with the Southwest gift card. Strong start for Grant Hill. The Suns shooting 56% from the field already here in the opening period.
Well, you know, look, again, it's a one and done. They don't have to worry about Kevin Love grabbing offensive rebounds. So if you just get that ball on the first opportunity, they're going to get these good looks. They give up the most points in the league. They're the worst defensive team in the league, so it's not going to change.
Yep, giving up 107 points per game, dead last in the NBA, and that Olympic sprinter, Grant Hill, showing off those wheels. Tolliver, nice floater in the paint for Anthony Tolliver. Suns fans well aware that he played in Golden State for the Warriors last season as he was posterized by Amari Stoudemire. One of the great highlights of the season.
That's still the best dunk I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of the situation and everything, how it build up. I mean, because Tolliver was having a tremendous game, blocking a lot of shots. I mean, that was just nasty.
We may actually see that at some point tonight. Michael Beasley off the back iron, ripped out of there by Gortat, but his long lead pass to Grant Hill was intercepted at midcourt by a hustling Michael Beasley. A great play, missed the shot and then was able to sprint back down and grab that pass straight but short for Tolliver. He has great range, 42% three-point shooter for a guy who's 6'9". Pull-up J for Grant Hill, dead center for Grant. 9 points for Hill, hitting his first 4 shots.
Grant's like, forget about those back-to-backs. I feel good.
Alvin Gentry was talking about trying to cut back on the minutes for Grant Hill and Steve Nash over the past week or so. He said it's so difficult because those guys are so competitive they don't want to come out of games. They look at him and say, we don't need to come out. We want to stay out on the floor. Nash now trying to work through a screen. Ridnour, 1 on the shot clock. Floater bounces around. Another rip for Marcin. Nash up ahead to Grant Hill. Could be seeing another big shootout for the Suns. Big scoring numbers against the worst defensive team in the league. Suns with 13 already. Nash trying to weave through traffic on the floor in a heap. And let's see, Kevin Fear.
Grant Hill called timeout.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Grant Hill bailing out his teammate, Steve Nash. And now Steve's looking at Kevin Fear, questioning the timeout, but you're right. I think it was Grant who was standing there in the corner. He saw his teammate in trouble, so he said, hey, I'll bail you out. Let's call it TO with 6:33 to go here in the first quarter. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Get to the game on Wednesday, April 13th. It's the Suns all-you-can-eat seats starting at just $20. Stuff yourself with all-you-can-eat hot dogs, popcorn, nachos, and soda. Purchase your all-you-can-eat tickets today at suns.com/TV deal for the season finale when the Suns host the dreaded San Antonio Spurs. Suns hoping not to be swept by them in the regular season after sweeping them out of the playoffs last season. Nash picked up by Wesley Johnson, goes to that looping left hand and beats the buzzer.
That's a running left-handed hook. I tell you, look, that's what Steve Nash's offensive game is all about. You know, he's going to take what you give him. Young players watching, you got to have a number of good shots to get yourself out of trouble. He has a bunch.
He is still so much fun to watch. Before that shot, Grant Hill had scored 9 of the last 11 Suns points. And now Grant Hill, #1 in the NBA in charges drawn, takes another.
The Timberwolves look like a defeated team. You know, maybe that's
well, they've been
pretty
defeated.
simple
they've
for
been
me. They've
defeated
lost 11 in a row.
Well, 61 times.
Yeah, but I mean, they just mentally and just in their eyes. I mean, it's scary.
That's too bad too. Jared Dudley spins off. There's still a lot of young players on this team trying to build up their future.
Hate to walk into a casino with one of these guys. Lost my might as well just leave my money on the table.
They all have poker faces. Is that what it is? Oh, the swish from deep for Wesley Johnson. What do you think of that shot, Each? 23 years old.
No, he can shoot it. I like him coming out of college. I think he has a very good all-around game. He is going to be a good player.
I know his name is Wesley, but he reminds me of another Wesley Person. Pull-up J, Grant Hill, straight off the front iron. Any similarities there? You think with Wesley Person? That guy was quite a shooter.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I think Johnson has maybe an all-around game more than Wesley. I think because of his size, he's about 6'7".
He was actually described on draft day each as Sean Marion with a jump shot. Great skills. Sean obviously struggles from the outside, but very similar athletic skills. Grant Hill trying to pump home another three. Wesley Johnson, first team All-American, led the Orange to the Sweet 16 last year and then was taken 4th overall. Floater by Luke Ridnour and cleared by Channing Frye. Suns, the 5-point lead. Nash trying to set up Grant Hill, pull it back. Steve wide open, nobody even close. That is why Minnesota is the worst defensive team in the NBA, one of the all-time great shooters, and nobody in the same zip code.
Well, because they don't talk. I mean, when you lose a lot, you stop talking. And you really do. And a simple part of the game, team-wise, they have lost touch with it, and that's why.
Two veterans for the Suns. Steve Nash and Grant Hill looking good here early, combining on 13 points. Pretty move inside by Michael Beasley, his second hoop.
You know, if they ever win, I mean, you can see by the crowd they have here tonight. And granted, a lot of these people come to see the Suns as well, but, you know, look, they put people in the seats. And if they ever start to win here, this place is going to be very difficult to win.
Well, one guy you know who will compete until the very end for the Suns, Marcin Gortat with the tip-in. Alvin Gentry said this guy just loves to play basketball. Another one who would try to play 48 minutes every night if he could. Grant Hill looking right into the midsection of Michael Beasley. Beasley wants to go one-on-one. A very good isolation player, but this one rims out.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, he got the look he wanted. Very difficult because he faces you up. He has those long arms, and you can get his shot off on anybody.
Of course, Beasley was the 2nd overall pick a couple years ago, taken right after Derrick Rose. His career started in Miami with the Heat and then came here to Minnesota this past summer for a pair of 2nd-round draft picks. Miami, of course, clearing cap space to sign the big three. Gortat off the feed from Steve Nash, and he beats the shot clock.
Well, that's a pressure, catch, and shot. Understanding the clock running down. Didn't have much time, but Marcin got it up and down.
All 5 Sun starters have scored except for Channing Frye. Gortat now has 6 points. Frye has not even attempted a shot. Jumper in the paint for Anthony Tolliver. Coming out of the D-League, a great success story, a breakout year last season with the Warriors. Here's Channing Frye, his first attempt, high-arching three, higher than normal, and tipped out to Wesley Johnson.
He heard you. He heard you say he didn't get a shot yet. He had to get it up.
Time to add some points to the totals for Channing Frye. Can't score if you don't shoot. Suns now 10 of 20, right at 50% from the field. Another runner, this time Ridnour, and then tipped home by Darko Milicic, who will limp back the other way. I don't even know why he's playing here tonight.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, he looked like he is in big-time pain.
Boy, they should run that kid into the ground. I hate to say it, but that's what you have to do as a competitor. Now he's going to try to lope back the other way. Oh, it's painful just to watch him run.
I think Kurt Rambis is trying to torture him a little bit. Made him get dressed.
They went after that offensive rebound. Here comes Nash, and then hacked at midcourt by Luke Ridnour. And with 1:47 to go, in comes Josh Childress for Phoenix. And we'll also see for the first time Nikola Pekovic. Interesting that they both come in together because they played against each other last year in Greece.
Well, Pekovic, he can play. I mean, he's played well for him lately as well. I mean, in the lineup for Milicic. And so they don't lose much. If anything, they gain a lot based on how he's been playing.
He really has. I asked Josh Childress about Pekovic. They played on rival teams in the Greek League, and he said Pekovic very strong and physical, runs well, and has a very good touch around the basket. Now, the problem with him is he's still trying to acclimate himself to the NBA game. There's a kick by Wesley Johnson. So he finds himself in foul difficulty because, Eddie, you know, in the European leagues, much more physical. He's still trying to adjust to the NBA rules.
Yeah, a lot physical. They let you foul in different ways over there as well. And so off the ball, you can be as physical as you want. On the ball, they do whistle you up. I think he's just having a hard time adjusting to the foul regardless of where you are.
Dudley's called for a travel. He was trying to get it over to Josh Childress, and the Suns turned it over. They have Aaron Brooks on the floor now, along with Childress, Dudley, Fry, and Gortat. And Johnny Flynn now running the point for Kurt Rambis and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Another former lottery pick on this T-Wolves team coming out of Syracuse. Pull-up Jay for Beasley from 15 feet past Josh Childress.
As I said in the pregame, if he didn't turn his ankle during the year, he'd been an all-star. I mean, I thought he was playing that well early on in the year.
And you followed him closely because he was on your fantasy team. I know that.
Exactly.
He was a stud for your fantasy team. And we heard all about it. Here comes Anthony Tolliver. A beautiful pass to Pekovic. This guy has skills.
Yeah.
Anthony Tolliver, three-point range. He can be a playmaker at 6'9". Bounced around the D-League, played with 3 different D-League teams. This one tipped out of bounds by the hands of Wesley Johnson. It's an 8-0 run by Minnesota to close to within 1.
So this is a long lineup for the Timberwolves on the floor. And so now, you know, the Suns have to worry not only about the rebounding, you know, they're going to destroy them like when Kevin Love is here, but with Anthony Randolph coming in the game, you're talking about guys that's very long. You got to put your body on them, make sure they don't reach over the top, and all of them can shoot the ball.
Another one of those youngsters, Anthony Randolph, third-year player out of LSU. Bounced around with Golden State and the New York Knicks. Hook shot from Marcin Gortat. You had a chance to watch Anthony Randolph warm up before the game. You weren't impressed. And you were good tips, too, for kids. If you're going to warm up, take shots that you would take in the game.
No doubt about it, game speed. I mean, that's what Beasley is. He's all about game speed. That's why he's getting it done. But exactly right. It's disappointing when you do watch young players warm up because they don't go at it so it can just transfer right to the game without having to turn it on. It should be on when you walk in the locker room. And this guy is a scorer on the line, Michael Beasley. It's always on. He loves to score that basketball.
And still just 22 years of age. Now in his 3rd year out of Kansas State. He was a one-and-done with the Wildcats. But again, Wolves' youngest team in the NBA. 12 of their 13 players on the roster are 25 years of age or younger. Oldest player on the team, Luke Ridnour. By far, the 30-year-old. Next closest, 25 on the team. Dudley, free for 3. Absolutely for Jared Dudley. Set up nicely by Aaron Brooks. Dudley a couple of field goals. Brooks going for the steal. Johnny Flynn flips it over to Randolph. Rebounded Dudley, done with 1 here from the Target Center. The Suns' biggest lead was 11. They're up 3 heading to the second quarter, led by Grant Hill, who had 9, and 8 for Marcin Gortat, who also had time for 7 rebounds.
Yeah, again, as usual, headed for a double-double. Marcin off and running a solid first quarter, but again, Suns couldn't hold that lead. Only by 3.
Steve Nash with 5 assists. You're watching Suns basketball presented by Casino Arizona right here.
Arizona on My 45 is brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates.
Suns up 3 on the loveless Timberwolves without Kevin Love out with a groin injury. 26-23 the Suns, and they were shooting blanks toward the end of that first quarter though, so they gave up and relinquished an 11-point lead, taken down to 3. Some hot shooting for the Timberwolves to close out that first quarter, led by players like Wesley Johnson. So Akeem Warwick on the floor for the Suns to begin the second quarter with Gortat, Brooks, Vince Carter, and Josh Childress. Both teams played last night. Of course, the Suns in Chicago against the Bulls. There's a quick foul on Pekovic. And the mystified look on his face. That's one of those fouls that would not be called in Europe. But last night, the Wolves, they were in New Jersey. And the Nets won at 107-105 behind Darren Williams each, who had 21 assists and the game-winning jumper in the final seconds.
Yeah, you know what? He's made that team extremely competitive. That's what he does. I mean, he is arguably the best point guard in the league.
But it might be the final game of the season for Darren Williams. They may have to shut him down. He's going to see a hand specialist in the next couple of days. He's been having the wrist injury, so a wrist and hand specialist for Darren Williams. He may not play the rest of the way for the New Jersey Nets, who won that game by 2. The Suns finished that first quarter just shooting 5 of 14 from the field. Minnesota went 8 of 13 and worked their way back into this game. Coming up short is Marcin Gortat. Putting up some shots. The Polish Hammer, 9 field goal attempts already. 8 points and 7 rebounds.
He's going to get a lot of shots tonight. I don't think he really has anybody that can guard him.
Springing free, Martell Webster, the former Portland Trailblazers, sinks it.
And has had a number of good games against the Suns, whether it's in a Timberwolves uniform or a Portland Trailblazer uniform.
He is a scorer. He came over in a deal with Portland for a first-round pick, Luke Babbitt, who was the number 16 overall selection, and Ryan Gomes. But he battled the foot problems, had a foot surgery a couple years ago, missed the entire season, played all 82 games last year for Portland, then actually injured his back in the playoff series against the Suns, and that back injury continued early into this season.
Yeah, he definitely had some tough luck, but he's a young player, and once he does get himself together, I mean, he's going to be a problem. I mean, he can flat out score the ball.
He's a guy who had a 24-point quarter in a game for the Portland Trailblazers in a game against the Utah Jazz. You're right, he can score. So convinced. 23 last night in Chicago, helping the Suns come back from 22 down. And here comes Johnny Flynn up ahead. Touch pass from Wesley Johnson to Pekovic, and a traveling violation. Vince Carter was there to help reach in and cause the turnover.
I think Vince being there forced Pekovic to change his direction. You're about 280 pounds. You're not changing.
Not in a hurry, anyways. You know, they list him in the media guide at 243. There's no way. That has to be a misprint. You're right.
There's no way he's 243.
Easily 280.
I got on the scale today with my warm-up on and all that stuff, and I was about 238 with my clothes on. So you're telling me that I weigh almost more than that guy? Please, he's 275, 280. You're fooling me.
It's hard to tell, though, in your XXXL suits that you wear.
Well, yeah, look, again, you saw the type of body I have a few weeks ago when they showed how I work out. So it's that added muscle mass.
Thank goodness for Photoshop.
Photo who?
Photoshop. That's what they take somebody else's body and put it on yours.
I didn't know people did that.
Oh, yes, they do. Garrett Seiler seeing minutes here in the second quarter. Couldn't pick up the pass from Aaron Brooks. Alvin Gentry said that. We may see Garrett Seiler ahead of Robin Lopez, and indeed that's the case here in the first half.
Well, I think it's good that he gets an opportunity to see what he can do. I mean, he's had some success in the limited minutes he's gotten over the last few games.
Hakeem Wark fouled on his way to the hoop. He's hoping for 2 free throws. Let's see. Ed Malloy was signaling along the sideline, so the Suns will have it side out of bounds, I do believe. And Michael Beasley will return now for Minnesota. You're right, great opportunity for Garrett Seiler, and I think Alvin just wants to reward him for all the hard work. You go back to training camp, Eddie. Since training camp, this young man has lost 35 pounds.
Exactly.
He works tirelessly at practice, after practice, before games. Aaron Brooks going for 3.
He's enjoying the experience and the opportunity of being in the NBA, and that's why he doesn't want to leave. And he knows that it's real tedious for him, so he's not going to give in at all. He's not going to work backwards. He's working forward.
We have a wrestling match right now between Seiler and Pekovic. A couple of heavyweights. The foul will be assessed to Garrett Seiler. Timeout, 8:57 to go. Here in the second quarter, game 3 of the Suns' final road trip of the season, trying to snag their first win on the journey. 7 games with a groin injury. Eddie, since 1975-76 in the NBA, only 4 players have averaged 20 points and 15 rebounds in a season. Moses did it twice. Truck Robinson with the Utah Jazz, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kevin Love.
Unbelievable what he's done. You know, and again, a lot of people were down on him. They didn't know. Even Kurt Rambis was down on him. Last year was not playing him consistently at one point in time, but he has proven that he is an all-NBA performer.
Well, you wonder now why he didn't receive more minutes earlier. And an inside hoop for Anthony Randolph, who's trying to earn more minutes himself. But Love's stringing together 53 straight double-doubles this season. Longest run in the NBA in 27 years. You have to go back to Elvin Hayes in the 73-74 season. Josh Childress on the move. And then Josh Childress comes up with a steal in the stuff.
Wow. I mean, you know, you can't teach that. You can't teach it. I mean, you really can't. I mean, he scores a layup, falls out of bounds, and runs back in bounds. Most guys would just be dancing back down court, happy that they got 2 points.
That's why I have to call that kid Grease Lightning. After playing in Greece, he is electrifyingly quick.
It's not even a description of how quick he is.
I tried.
No, it was too weak. It was weak. That's why I said that.
Too weak.
Overlook what you just said.
Oh, okay.
Overheard or ignored.
Oh, man. Try to bring it up a little bit. So here's Josh. He makes the drive in on Michael Beasley.
Now look where he ends up. He ends up over there. Boom, turns it on. And then elevates.
That was a sweet combo of hoops. Fading left, Aaron Brooks. Difficult shot, and he drills it.
No, it's not difficult for him. That's really what he does. Think about it. I mean, his percentage on that move is probably about 80% right now. I mean, he makes that shot.
Fading hard to his left, his first field goal. The Suns 47% from the floor. They have 7 points off the bench, 4 from Childress in the blink of an eye, and 3 so far from Aaron Brooks. The pull down to Channing Frye. Brooks running the point. And now trying to run past Johnny Flynn, lost the dribble, and goes out of bounds. They'll give it to Phoenix. It's been a difficult transition for Aaron Brooks. Why hasn't he played better for the Suns, EJ?
Well, you know, Kyle Lowry kind of beat him out in Houston. And I think as a young player, he has to understand, despite the great year that he did have, he's got to keep growing. There's some things that he has to learn as a point guard. Keeping teammates in the game. Hakeem Ward sells in and, you know, defensively get better. He has to get stronger, no doubt about it. I think that's something he's neglected. There's a lot of things he has to get better at, and if he doesn't, you know, he's going to have some up and down time.
You're right, has to learn the training techniques that the Suns staff, their medical staff, their strength and conditioning staff gives all the players. So it's more than just the players that he's with on the floor, the plays that Alvin Gentry runs. It's the whole culture with the Suns that he has to learn. Hakeem Ward takes the feed from Vince Carter, bucket and one for Hakeem. Had the stuff and then the inside hoop. And another assist from Vince. Saw a couple of pretty passes from Carter last night. And we go back to the jam.
Well, that's a good move there. I mean, that's just a quick move. And then the double team on Vince. Obviously, they watched video last night, giving Vince his respect. Running and doubling a guy that's facing you is a no-no. And again, this is a young team. They're not a good defensive team, obviously the worst in the league, and that's an example why.
3-point play for Hakeem Ward. Suns now on an 11-2 run. They have made 5 straight from the field, and a D3 violation right there in the middle was Channing Frye, but along with Aaron Brooks. I think it was actually Aaron Brooks that was in the lane too long. So free throw coming up for Michael Beasley. Shoots 74% from the line. Averaging 19 points per game on the season. Had a career high 42 against Sacramento in November, and rattles in the technical free toss.
And another guy that's trying to figure out how he wants to finish his whole body in terms of a design.
Maybe Chris Anderson's School of Tats.
Oh, nobody's in that guy.
He has time to catch up. Anderson adds 4 or 5, it seems, every summer. Skip pass from Webster over to Anthony Tolliver. 5 on the shot clock, drives in. Childress was there going after the swat, but caught part of the arm of Anthony Tolliver. You can see the leaping ability, too, of Josh Childress going up with the 6'9" Tolliver.
Tolliver's all legs. I mean, that's what he is. And he can get in there and he can create some problems. And I'm happy for a guy like him that, you know, plays in the minor leagues and trying to fight his way up. And, you know, all of a sudden now, you know, he's going to be a rotation guy. He's going to be a rotation guy. And this right here might be, that's the best. That's the best dunk, just based on how it built itself up to that point. That was, ooh.
You weren't happy for Anthony then, were you? He should have turned and run.
I was laughing.
That was a savage slam by Amari. 38-32, Suns on top. Nearing the midway point here of the second quarter. Vince Carter was in a number of isolated situations late in the game against the Chicago Bulls. Goes one-on-one on Martell Webster, who was whistled for the foul.
I mean, look, we talked in the pregame about, well, can Vince handle being a 6-man? Can this evolve into something that he can finish his career with? I don't think he has a choice. And I think he has to grab it if he wants to play a number more years in this league. I mean, he could become a tremendous 6-man based on what he can do. How many 6-men you know draw double teams? I mean, that's the balance and the beauty of Vince Carter coming off the bench.
Well, he comes into this game needing 19 points to pass Mitch Richmond for 35th all-time on the scoring list. Fox Sports Arizona brings you the games that matter most and is proud to be the local television home of the Phoenix Suns. For even more information about the Suns, log on to foxsportsarizona.com. Aaron Brooks doing a good job staying in front of Johnny Flynn, nowhere to go, and throws it right over to Channing Frye. Poor decision-making for Johnny Flynn. He really hasn't figured out this offense, the triangle offense that Kurt Rambis runs, as Hakeem Ward sails in for another slam.
No, and Flynn, he won't be here next year. There's no way. If they get Rubio and, you got Rittenauer, no way he'll be here. And not a guy that I've liked since he's been in the league. For some reason or another, in terms of point guard, he has struggled a lot for this team.
Can't hit shots, can't even kick the basketball. He just tried moments ago. That's a bad night. Partner of the Phoenix Suns, it is Reggie Theus, an assistant coach here in Minnesota for Kurt Rambis and the Wolves. So they have a bad boy in Bill Laimbeer as an assistant, and the pretty boy in Reggie Theus, who right now is a leading contender for the head coaching job at UNLV to replace Lon Kruger, who has moved on to Oklahoma. Reggie Theus, a former UNLV running Reb, helped lead them to the Final Four in 1977, and a one-time teammate of Eddie Johnson with the Kings. What a teammate was he?
About 5 or 6 years worth. It's a tremendous teammate. People, you talk about point guards at 6'7". I mean, he was a point guard at 6'7". I mean, he, at that point in time when Magic came in at 6'9" and doing the things he was doing, Reggie Theus was doing those things a year before and never really got a lot of credit, but as a guy that scored almost 20,000 points in his career and was a tremendous player.
Well, he's also proven that he can coach in the college ranks. Had very good success at New Mexico State. Not so much as a head coach in the NBA with the Sacramento Kings. A lot of that dealing with the talent issue there.
Well, that, and I don't think really got a shot. Jeff Petrie was obviously not in his corner and didn't really get the shot I thought he should have gotten. But did a tremendous job, as you said, in New Mexico State. And definitely will be a coach again somewhere.
Yeah, has that charm and personality to recruit youngsters, I'm sure, to UNLV and help bolster that program. So the officials are over there taking a look at the monitor as we take another look at Reggie Theus, one of the assistants, along with Bill Laimbeer and Dave Wohl for Kurt Rambis, who actually signed a 4-year contract with this Timberwolves team. Kurt's in the second year of his deal. A lot of people wondering what kind of security he has going toward year number 3. And the owner here, Glenn Taylor, did not give him a vote of confidence over the past couple of weeks in an interview.
It's no security as a head coach. I mean, think about it. Rick Carlisle once got fired, and he took the Detroit Pistons to the Eastern Conference Finals. Larry Brown got fired, and he won a championship a year or two before. I mean, it's no rhyme or reason. You do your job. These coaches know it. And, they can only go as far as their team takes them. And so that's all they can do. And I think Kurt Rambis, for what he's been dealt, needs some more time, no doubt about it.
A lot of people felt that Kurt was going to be the heir apparent to Phil Jackson in Los Angeles with the Lakers. So he had that option. Would he stick around and wait for Phil to retire? Instead, he took this opportunity. But again, he wanted that 4-year contract, a little more security. Reach in and foul on Vince Carter will put Anthony Randolph at the stripe.
It's not an easy profession.
Nope. Not being on that hot seat, that's for sure.
Especially
we
had to depend on these young guys. You're talking about, as you said, the youngest team in the league. You're talking about your leading scorer early in the year, Michael Beasley, was 22 years old, and you have to depend on that every night. The professionalism to be mature enough to get it done. I mean, it's very tough.
Well, Anthony Randolph definitely has some talent. Whether or not he can show some consistency, that's another question. But in his first start for the Timberwolves, he had 31 points and 11 rebounds against Dallas. Lob feed to Aaron Brooks from Hakeem Warwick. Well, normally that would be the other way around. Well, Brooks to Hack.
Brooks can dunk that basketball. Hasn't had the chance yet, but I tell you what, he can elevate and dunk.
I've never seen it, not even in practice. Vince Carter, free for 3. Down it goes for Vince. Vince Carter in off the bench now with 6 points, 3 of those free throws. Back comes Minnesota, and 3-point hit for Johnny Flynn.
Suns can't relax because the Timberwolves have come back in the first quarter from the deficit. This is going to be an up and down game. A lot of open opportunities, so this unit here has to continue to stay focused.
Suns had a 21-5 run before that shot from Johnny Flynn. Another bucket for Aaron Brooks. Looking very comfortable here in the second quarter. 4 minutes to go until halftime.
This is a YMCA game?
Yeah, and it's really a one-on-one showdown between Aaron Brooks and Johnny Flynn.
Why don't the other 4 guys just sit down and let them just go one-on-one?
Might as well. 13-point Suns lead. Their shooting now is up to 55% from the field, bolstered by their bench here in the second period. Vince Carter, a couple of dribbles, now spinning into the paint for the crush.
Wow. See, that's the athletic ability that just shocks you that he still has. I mean, he didn't even bend his knees. That's just scary. I mean, he did a 360, you know, a reverse spin, okay, and boom, right away. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And honestly say I did not expect that. Just kind of slowly weaving his way into the lane. You mentioned a little bit of a spin move. Next thing you know, he's throwing it down. To the line, Martell Webster misses the first free toss. And one of the youngsters, 24 years of age, even though he's in his 6th NBA season, he came out of high school in Seattle straight to the Portland Trail Blazers as an 18-year-old. 1 of 2 at the line for Martell. 52-38, 3:30 to go until halftime. Hakeem Warwick, and that's an offensive foul.
Yeah, Josh Hill just can't do that. You can't leave a guy hanging. You can't. He's not that good to make that decision going full speed with a guy standing in front of him. If anything, let him run to the post and just throw it to him down there.
But if you look at the Suns, they have lost 11 of their last 15 games. You go back to the triple overtime killer in Los Angeles to the Lakers as Randolph produces from the corner. And since that time, the Suns have lost 6 of 8. That just took the wind out of their sails.
Yeah, it did. It's amazing if they had pulled that game out. Where would they be right now with the confidence going sky high? But that's the nature of this league. I mean, your confidence can go up and down in a hurry.
Almost felt like a one-game playoff scenario for the Suns, trying to pull out that victory in triple overtime. Beasley sets up Tolliver on the reversal.
Well, he can have the ball in the middle. I mean, he is extremely versatile, and Suns right now turning the ball over, allowing the Timberwolves to get back in the game.
And there you saw the unique skill set of Michael Beasley, 6'10", and running that fast break. Aaron Brooks, hesitation move, blow-bys Luke Ridnour, and the high floater off the glass. That's a terrific move by Aaron Brooks. He's had a great second quarter with 9 points, and then at the other end, it is Martell Webster with the throwdown.
I'm telling you, this seems like these guys like each other. They're like, look, let's all pad our stats.
You give me a path to the basket, I'll give you one. That one was impeded as Aaron Brooks couldn't put it in. And back quickly comes Luke Ridnour, taking advantage of the situation that Aaron Brooks was not able to sprint back quickly enough on defense. 54-46. Suns lead is down to 8. And Alvin Gentry wants a timeout.
Yeah, and he's going to talk about, look, not being satisfied just on your offense on this end, but you got to get back defensively. You're allowing a team that struggles back in the game.
Gorgeous move from Vince Carter, but Minnesota has made their last 4 shots and they have closed within 8. In Minneapolis, this youngster along with Brad Sleeper, whose dad Ralph is back in Peoria. Brad and his wife, how about these seats courtside at the Timberwolves broadcasting table? Timberwolves are not broadcasting tonight, and those are the best seats in the house.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's like he's at home at the kitchen table watching the game in HD, but he's really watching it live.
Having a great time again, wanting to say hello to Ralph Sleeper back in Peoria. Stop by the new Batteries Plus store in Gilbert this Saturday from 11 to 1 p.m. for their customer celebration day. Enter to win Suns tickets, meet the Gorilla and Suns dancers, and enjoy free food. For more information, visit suns.com.
Now, I hope he has a better kitchen table than that at home, but, you know.
He's not going to be hungry for a while, that's for sure. Look at all the debris and leftovers.
I'm telling you, they're eating a lot of junk food, I tell you.
The hack to the line. It's a 9-2 Minnesota run until this free throw from Hakeem Warwick. So the Suns, after this one, we are off to New Orleans, have a day off tomorrow. Play the Hornets on Friday. Day off in Dallas Saturday, and close out their final road trip against the Dallas Mavericks on Sunday. And it's back home for the last 2 home games against this Timberwolves team next Monday, and then the season finale against the San Antonio Spurs.
You know, if you want to end the season, you know, at least playing some games that mean something, the Suns are going to have their opportunity. I mean, the next 2 games after this one, it's like a warm-up game, right? To the next 2 games after this one, where they're playing some teams that's very desperate to keep winning basketball games.
Well, and Alvin Gentry has talked about it along with a number of the Suns players. They want to have a winning season. Offline for Vince Carter, but the Suns would need to win at least 4 of their last 5 games to avoid a losing season. They are now 37-40, 3 games under 500. So they have to go at least 4-1 in their final 5 games. Next up for the Timberwolves, they will be at Denver on Saturday before moving over to Phoenix to play the Suns on Monday. Michael Beasley now has 14 points.
So they're a good trap there from Childress and Ward, but they allowed him to escape to his left-handed.
Suns giving up another big lead. They were up 11 in the first quarter. They led by as many as 15 here in the second period. Minnesota turns it over. Brooks wants to turn it into 3, comes up way short and bounces out of bounds.
I tell you what, Suns got a break there. The Timberwolves had 3 guys all by themselves on the other end. Beasley tried to get greedy and throw it out. Maybe a little too quick of a shot from Aaron Brooks right there with the numbers on the Suns side.
Timberwolves have turned it over 7 times, resulting in 8 Suns points. Michael Beasley comes up short. Good defense from Josh Childress, but an offensive rebound for Anthony Tolliver.
Well, Warwick looking at the ball and not blocking out. Tolliver came from the 3-point line to get that rebound. You got to hit a guy.
Suns are out rebounding the Timberwolves 23-19. Ridnour to Tolliver. Good ball movement to a wide open Martell Webster, and that is money to 3.
He called it, Tom. That's excellent. Tolliver knocked that shot down, but he saw a teammate wide open, and that's the beauty of moving the ball from strong to weak side quickly and efficiently. You will find an open guy off of a double team every time.
So after leading by 15, it's a 16-4 run for Minnesota to close out the first half. Not enough time for Ridnour to let it fly from midcourt. And the Suns will head into the locker room leading only by 3.
Not a pretty game in terms of really securing a lead. I mean, the Suns 2 times had control of this basketball game, but defensive lapses allow the Wolves to get right back in it.
Suns led by Grant Hill and Aaron Brooks and Hakeem Warwick, all 3 players with 9 points in the first half. Stay tuned for the Toyota halftime report with Kevin Ray and Tom Chambers back in Phoenix. You're watching Phoenix Suns basketball presented by Casino Arizona. Dan Siekman, John McCann, our graphics whiz, and Eddie Dean, our highlight machine. Tom Leander and EJ back with you from the Target Center. The Suns bench coming away with 30 points in the first half each, but really the trend was the Suns building big leads and losing interest. Suns led by as many as 11 in the first quarter, and then the Wolves closed out the period. We're only down by 3 after the first. Suns led by 15 in the second quarter, and again now it's just a 3-point lead.
I think that's the story. The Suns let down 2 times. I mean, they seem to think the Timberwolves are just going to go away. I can understand the thought process. This team has lost 11 in a row. But unfortunately, the Timberwolves believe that they can beat the Suns. So they can't have that type of mentality. They're going to have to play a solid 24 minutes in the second half to get a win.
Well, time to go inside the box score with Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. This was your pregame matchup. Grant Hill against Michael Beasley.
But Grant came out strong, right? He came out and ran off 7 quick points, 2 points since then. And that's what seems to happen with Grant Hill. He gets off to a good start and all of a sudden gets lost in the offense. Against Beasley, he's going to have to be more offensive-minded to match what he brings out, because Beasley's going to have 20-plus in this game.
Well, I really like the performance, too, of Aaron Brooks in the first half. We talked about some of his struggles since coming over in that deal from Houston. He had 9 points and 3 assists in the first half. There's your guy, Michael Beasley, closing in on 20 points. He now has 16. He is just a flat-out scorer. Seems to have more freedom now here with Kurt Rambis than he did in Miami. Of course, playing behind Dwayne Wade his first couple years in the NBA. Dudley sets up Channing Frye for 3, wide left.
Channing just not looking to shoot the basketball, and when he does, it's behind that arc, which keeps your confidence very low. 0 for 2.
Wesley Johnson, their lottery pick, creating space from Jared Dudley. And now Wesley in the game, just 2 of 7 shooting. He is their shooting guard of the future. They said they needed some more wing players over the last few seasons, and they picked up a couple in Wesley Johnson and even Michael Beasley, who's kind of a wing small forward who can also play a little power forward. Luke Riddenauer, and Minnesota coming out strong to begin the second half. They take the 1-point lead.
Steve Nash complaining on the other end, slow to get back. Riddenauer gets the wide open shot. Suns can't worry about the officials right now. You got to just focus in on beating a bad team.
Wolves score the first 4 points of the second half. This is their first lead since they were up 2-0 at the start of the game. Dudley for 3. Rattles out and cleared by Pekovic, who starts at the center position to begin the second half. We had mentioned that Darko Milicic was limping around on that sprained ankle. Touch shot by Anthony Tolliver. And now here comes Steve Nash. Nash had 4 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds in the first half. Finds himself open in the lane.
Yeah, he's got to take some shots on Riddenauer. Riddenauer, he can't guard anything. You know, that's one thing about him. You might be a better defender than Riddenauer.
Oh, thanks a lot. Actually, thought Riddenauer was a pretty decent defender.
Really? Where did you figure that one?
He tries hard. He gives it his all. You know, I was talking to Alvin Gentry before the game, and he talked about this Timberwolves team, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the NBA. They have 4 guys that average over 40% from three-point range, including Luke Riddenauer, who's in the top 3 in three-point percentage.
Oh, he can shoot it now. You want to talk about shooting? Oh, yeah. That's a different story.
But he just said really an all-around excellent season from Luke Riddenauer. Well, nobody plays defense on this Minnesota team. They're dead last, giving up 107 points per game.
That's why Steve needs to shoot the ball.
Dudley kills the dribble back out to Marcin Gortat. He has hit a 3-pointer this season, but he passed on that one. That's been an epidemic lack of defense amongst these Timberwolves this season. Channing Frye, though, double team to Gortat, pulls back and hits.
Tough shot, but he was able to get it down.
Marcin Gortat, double figures with 10 points, has the 8 rebounds, going after yet another double-double. He has 21 on the season. Majority of those coming after the trade from Orlando. Pekovic, last year playing in the Greek League, comes out of Serbia. That pass was intended for Pekovic from Wesley Johnson, but he didn't even leave his feet.
It's kind of comical.
Glued to the ground. He saw the pass coming.
Who did he think was behind him to catch it other than him?
Yeah, he's more of a bruiser. He likes to block shots, take charges, very physical.
Maybe he's thinking about that bag of popcorn he got in his locker that he put there at halftime.
Nash, look at Luke Riddenauer, all over him defensively.
Yeah. You trying to pump up Riddenauer as a defender?
I just like his new goatee. I think that's a good look for him. Let's go back to that gritty defense of Luke Riddenauer.
Yeah, let's see it. Wow, I mean, he's about like, he should have just put some buttons on because he was like a coat on Steve Nash.
Nash now scoops it over to Marcin Gortat and drills it. He's fired up, too. Still plays with so much emotion. Suns have been eliminated from the playoffs, but it feels like a playoff game every night for Marcin Gortat. The guy competes every second. Now going body-to-body with Pekovic. Good defense from Marcin, holding his ground.
I'd like to get Pekovic, Greg Smith, and my guy, DeJuan Blair. Oof. Well, if I can walk in the club with them, would nobody mess with me. I'd get all my drinks free.
I thought you were talking about like a free-for-all wrestling match. Channing Frye, deep for 3.
They'd be like, here, Mr. Johnson, whatever you need.
Exactly. Pekovic doing his work early inside, sealing off Gortat, who was hit with a personal foul. Now, Pekovic was originally a second-round pick in 2008. Another couple years playing in Europe. He played pretty well last night, 12 points in that 2-point loss in New Jersey. Again, both teams having played last night, the Suns in Chicago, and this T-Wolves team in Jersey against the Nets. Beasley had 20 points in that game. All of those points coming in the second half. Pull-up Jay over Gortat, a little short.
That's what you got to make him do, because when he gets in the lane and he elevates 12 feet, that's when he's tough.
Gortat head fake, and he is hammered by Beasley. He was sandwiched by Beasley and Tolliver, and then a hard foul over the top assessed to Beasley, and that's his second personal.
You know, Suns kind of toying around, and you know what? When you aren't winning consistently as the Suns have not this year, you don't want to toy around with anybody. And I think right now they're in that mode, and they need to get out of it because they don't want to get to the fourth quarter and this Timberwolves team is hanging around.
Gortat knocks down the first free toss. Alvin Gentry's wardrobe is courtesy of the clothery at the Biltmore Fashion Park. So the biggest decision he had before the game tonight was whether or not to wear the vest with his three-quarters of his suit. And he decided to go without the vest. So that was the biggest decision on the play for Alvin Gentry coming into this game. Steve Nash on the chase of Ridnour, rams into the Pekovic screen, opening the alley for Luke Ridnour.
He can shoot that ball. Now, he's one of my favorites in terms of that. I don't know how Milwaukee let him get away.
For the Suns, Marcin Gortat has scored the last 6 points for Phoenix. They turn it over. Steve Nash looks like he's limping back as well. He doesn't have that full stride. Not nearly 100%. Missed a couple of games with the flu. Jump hook from Pekovic going to work.
We talked about it. He's had a couple of good games here. And, you know, look, he's anchored down in there. I mean, it's like pulling a cruise ship in the lane. I mean, you're not going to move him. So what Todd has to do is fight him early on.
Pekovic, one of the 9 new players on the team this season for Minnesota. Grant Hill can't dial it up. And up ahead comes Wesley Johnson. In fact, the last 2 seasons, the Timberwolves have brought in 9 new players. That's why Kevin Love was hoping for a little stability this summer. Beasley lost his balance in the paint.
Yeah, Grant pulled a chair out from under him, and he's looking for body contact, didn't get it.
Dudley on the drive, lost the handle, recovers. Nash, no look, scoop feed over to Channing Frye. And a rebound to Ridnour.
Yeah, he's struggling. I don't, you know, we talked about it on the plane the other night. You know, he's dealing with the soreness every now and then in that shoulder, and you got to wonder if it's bothering him a little bit because he is really not aggressive in shooting the ball.
He's missed all 4 of his shots, and all 4 have been three-point attempts. Straight and down it goes for Luke Ridnour from three-point range.
That's number 13. He definitely loves Steve Nash, no doubt about it. And right now, he is giving it to Steve. Steve's got to get aggressive offensively here.
Ridnour, 45% three-point range. That is number 3 in the NBA. Dudley works it over into the corner. That's the sweet spot for Grant Hill, and the big shot.
Amazing how well he shoots that 3 in the corner.
That's that short shelf from each one of the corners. And he spends hours upon hours trying to perfect that shot. He was not a three-point shooter at all when he joined the Suns. Pretty pass. Ridnour, a laser over to Pekovic.
Well, that's why, you know, he was a fun guy to watch in college based on his ability to pass and handle the basketball. A magician.
Suns from three-point range tonight, just 4 of 16. Grant passes on the 3, rises up, bucket and 1 for Grant Hill. Nice move as he rams into Anthony Tolliver, who is not set, and a chance at a three-point play for Grant Hill.
Need to play that song for Grant. You know what a difference a day makes. Because last night, he didn't get that call. That was an automatic charge against the Bulls. Oh, we played the Timberwolves. Oh, that's why. I forgot.
Great point. Next poll question, powered by Verizon. Who should win this year's Dan Marley Hustle Award? Vote now on Suns.com. Here are the top 4 currently. Marcin, Jared Dudley, who won it last year, Grant Hill, and MV Steve. Text your choice to 88222 and stay tuned for the results throughout the game. Normal messaging rates apply. Let's take a look at the winners over the years of the Marley Hustle Award. I mentioned that Dudley won it last year. Before that, it was Amundsen. Grant Hill has won it, along with LB, Raja, Sean Marion, Casey Jacobson, and the inaugural award went to our good friend Bo Outlaw, who's working now for the Magic in Orlando. Love that guy.
Outlaw.
Bo Outlaw.
The ugliest shooting form in the history of the NBA.
But coming close, Joakim Noah.
But a hustle guy.
And Ronnie Brewer. He didn't like either of their forms last night.
Well, I'm not. No, Ronnie Brewer, he had an accident when he was a young man. I'm not going to blame him.
Three-point play for Grant Hill. He now has 15. Suns are 10 of 11 free throw shooting, 7 of 8. For the Wolves, pull up Jay Beasley. He just can create his own shot at any moment.
He's so big. I mean, you know, you force him right, he'll go right on you, and he can elevate and still shoot the ball left because he's above you.
Suns up by 4. Grant Hill pitch it into the corner to Jared Dudley. Shut down by Wesley Johnson. Shot clock is down to 7, down to 6 for Nash. Try to get over to Hakeem Warwick. He's going to have to fire it up from deep, about 40 feet. Beasley pulls the rebound away from Jared Dudley.
Jared had inside position, but it doesn't matter against a guy like Beasley who can just climb the ladder.
Yeah, Jared does not have the verticality.
No, Jared's going to stop at the second floor.
Yes. Ridnour lost it on the way up. Now, does Grant Hill want to take it in on Beasley? He does. Little body contact. I think Beasley tried to sidestep him, but Grant Hill sold that call well.
Well, Grant's so good. When you try to just run past him, what he does is he sticks that leg out and lets you take the leg with you as you go through him. And but right here, I mean, there's a good D right there from Steve Nash. That's a defender.
He'll be talking about that on the team bus after this game. Talking about that big swat on Luke Ridnour.
He's talking about it now. He's talking to Jared Dudley about it now. Oh, yeah.
So they have the dunk count for Jared Dudley and now the swat count for Steve Nash.
I'd like to see Jared Dudley go ahead and just get rid of that 10 dunks. I mean, first of all, I think it's kind of comical to say you're only going to get 10 dunks. But, just go ahead and get rid of it.
Well, it seemed unreachable earlier in the season, but he is at 9. 1 away from 10 for Jared Dudley. Grant Hill, last 8 points for the Phoenix Suns. He now has 17, playing the second game of a back-to-back. Suns as a team, 51% from the field. They're back up by 6. And the pull-up for Wesley Johnson. He's free to fire in this offense. As a rookie, Gortat clears it to Grant Hill. Gortat with yet another double-double. That's his 11th rebound to go with 14 points. Dudley unable to elevate on that reverse attempt. Now, looking at a double-team opportunity, pulls back on Ridnour in a switch, trying to recover with Michael Beasley. Can't leave him alone. A little strong on that 10-footer. Offensive rebound goes to Tolliver.
Because of Hakeem Warwick, he doesn't believe in blocking out. He's relying on his athletic ability. You can't do it on a guy like Beasley. He's one of the best rebounders that you're going to deal with.
Dudley is hit with a personal foul, trying to keep up with the youngster Beasley. Anthony Randolph wants to return, but I believe he's going to come in for Michael Beasley, so he'll have to wait for the free throws and beyond. 3:24 to go here in the third quarter. Tonight's game brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates.
Let me go ahead and get my free seats. Hey, Hakeem Warwick can be a very good rebounder, but he's got to learn that it's not all about being athletic. You should know that by just watching Kevin Love all year. I mean, Kevin Love rebounds out of his area, and he's not a jumping guy. He's not quick of foot, but he gets 15 rebounds. It's a reason why. He just wants the ball, and he's efficient at blocking his guy out. Can't rely on that athletic ability.
Yeah, Kevin Love has always talked about that, too. Bill Russell saying 80% of the rebounds are taken underneath the rim. Warwick trying to weave through traffic, and there is the leaping Jared Dudley.
He jumped pretty high. I mean, he really did. He jumped over a footstool.
Boy, Ridnour taking it on the chin with his defensive exploits, and now the jumping ability of Jared Dudley. Nobody is safe tonight.
Now, Randolph learned that.
When
did Randolph learn that move he just put on Gortat?
You tell me, Eddie Johnson.
In New York with Amari Stoudemire, who does it well. He just tricked Marcin Gortat to get to the free throw line.
74-68. Third quarter here at the Target Center.
Arizona on My 45 is brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates.
With the Suns up by 6, let's check tonight's Suns.com promo calendar. Take your energy to the next level with Verve Energy Drink and the Suns. Join the Suns team as a Verve brand partner and receive 2 Verve Lounge tickets to an upcoming Phoenix Suns home game. And on Sunday, join the Suns at Verizon Wireless in the Tempe Marketplace from 1 to 3 p.m. Try out one of the new tablets to enter to win a Suns autographed jersey. The first 200 people will also get a pair of Suns tickets. And Leslie's Pool Supplies presents the second annual 10 weeks of Suns seats. Enter to win 2 tickets to the first 10 Suns home games next season at any Valley Leslie's Pool Supplies store. No purchase necessary. For more info, visit suns.com/promotions. Jared Dudley, we've been talking about. the unathletic player for the Suns? Well, he has his own JMZ Unathletic All-Stars in the NBA. He has himself on there along with Earl Boykins. That's kind of a questionable pick in my mind. Boykins is quite an athlete. The guy bench presses 300.
The guy's 5'1".
Are you okay with Brian Cardinal, Kendrick Perkins, and Kevin Love?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you know,
you got the custodian in there.
I can go with the rest. But Boykins? Are you kidding? Boykins 5'1". He made the NBA at 5'1". He's an athlete.
Something tells me Boykins blocked the shot of Jared Dudley at some point. Well, we also have EJ, after Anthony Randolph hits the free throw, TL's all unathletic Suns team of all time. Kurt Rambis, Jared Dudley, Rich Kelly, Don Boozy, and Eddie Johnson.
I don't know what videos he was watching.
EJ making
I don't know what videos.
unathletic. That's your first All-Star team, buddy.
I don't
Congratulations.
know.
You've been waiting all this time.
What video was JD watching? You know, you all need to pull out, go to the archives and pull out some EJ dunks. I didn't dunk a lot.
We've been looking. They're still
well,
searching.
You need to go find them.
Still searching.
Go find them. Because I know I got a few dunks in there that makes his dunks look like he's on a little nerve food.
Okay. We'll continue to scour the archives. But again, I thought you'd feel actually pretty good about making your first All-Star team.
I don't want to make an All-Star team. You know why? Because every All-Star team, every year, I get about 100 interviews.
I know. You love it. You love the FaceTime. It's good. Good for the
But I
rep.
could be on that team. No doubt about it. I wasn't a dunk guy. Didn't look for it. 2 points was 2 points for me.
So you're okay with it? You're still buds?
Yes, I'm okay.
All right. 2.5 to play.
Rich Kelly, you know, Rich Kelly on there. Rich Kelly, that's kind of funny he's on there. He's probably one of the first guys that taught me leadership and understanding people. And it's good to see my man Rich Kelly on there, who makes his home in the Bay Area, and
Might
I
be
know
the
his parents
smartest.
very well.
Might be the smartest guy on the list too, going to Stanford.
You, I'm just telling you, that guy taught me a lot, and Kurt Rambis as well.
Yep.
Kurt Rambis did as well.
I wanted to put Dale Schluter on there, but I don't know how many Suns fans remember Dale Schluter. Nash with 10 on the shot clock near the 2-minute mark here. The third quarter, Ridnour pokes it away from behind, and then Josh Childress heads up play defensively. Hack to the rack, elevates and detonates.
He shook the rim. That rim is still shaking. Woo! How's a guy that weighs about 190, 210 shake the backboard like that? That's strong.
Oh, man. He came crashing down. Warwick has 11 points off the bench. Beasley at the cut, cleaning up his own mess.
What did I say before the game? The guy is going to shoot it every time they're going to go to him. No one else on the court that can really get it done like him.
He's put up 19 shots for 20 points. Marcin Gortat comes back with the left-handed hook. Gortat now with 17 points to go with his 11 rebounds. Ridnour from deep, tipping his Tolliver once, twice, and down it went.
Yeah, and see, again, as athletic as Akeem Warwick is on this end, he's got to keep Tolliver off on that end. Giving him 2 opportunities, not good.
Suns were leading by 3 at halftime. Their lead is still just 5. Hack goes in for another crush. Back-to-back throwdowns by Hakeem Warwick.
They're just flat out nasty.
He now has 13. Ridnour on the push. Pitch out. Martell Webster lines it up and knocks it down for 3.
Vince Carter got caught in no man's land. You're either going to stay at home or you're going to go help. He got caught in the middle, and that'll allow Webster to get the shot.
The Suns now have turned it over 12 times. 11 turnovers for the Timberwolves. 35 seconds to go here in the third. Nash trailing Ridnour. Behind him, bounce feed to Anthony Randolph. Hesitated on that shot, and that cost him. So now there are 3 seconds separating the game clock from the shot clock to close out this third quarter.
I'd love to see another 2-man game with Akeem Warwick. He's in the zone just dunking.
Nash taking his time. Shot clock winding down. Now to 5. Gortat with a screen. He rolls. Bangs into, I believe that's Tolliver, who was hit with a personal foul.
Tolliver, he didn't want to take it. I mean, he half got there. He had an opportunity. He had about 2 seconds to get there. He half got there, tried to take the easy route out, and the officials didn't bail him out.
Marcin Gortat, again, playing with the broken nose that he sustained a couple weeks ago. He's taken the bandage off, but he got popped in the beak again just moments ago from Tolliver's left hand. And you know that's Smarts. This is one tough customer. Marcin Gortat bringing a new toughness to this Suns team. Upset at himself, missing that first free throw.
Yeah, you know, it's going to come down to the bench having to keep control of this game. Starters get off to a good lead, can't sustain it, and now you're going to get to the bench in the fourth quarter, see if you can get that separation again.
1 of 2 at the line for Marcin. Final 5 seconds. Up ahead, Anthony Randolph. Tipping was Beasley. And we are headed to the fourth and final quarter here from the Target Center. The Suns, who led by 3 after the first quarter, they were up by 3 at halftime. They end up outscoring Minnesota 26-24 in that third quarter. They lead by 5.
Well, it's a battle of teams trying to get a victory, tired of losing. Timberwolves trying to hold on at home. Suns got their work cut out for them in the fourth quarter.
And you're watching Suns basketball presented by Casino Arizona. Third on Minnesota. The defensive play is brought to you by right guard. Never get caught off guard each. It is Chili with the double dip.
Yeah, this is impressive. Really is. I mean, don't tell me this guy couldn't have been a football player. He can get to the ball in a hurry. Give me that. Give me that. Oh, you gonna watch me? Okay, take it out of bounds again.
That was just tremendous instincts and leaping ability.
See how bad a defensive team they are. Tolliver and Beasley just watched them dunk it after that.
I believe we had a technical foul at the end of that third quarter, so Aaron Brooks knocks down the free toss. It was assessed to Anthony Randolph.
Nothing like 3 points.
Appreciate that, Anthony. Yeah, he took that late shot, apparently thought that he was fouled. He was teed up. So the Suns tack on another free throw. They are now 15 of 18 from the stripe tonight. Start of the fourth quarter here from the Target Center. Then we're off to New Orleans and Dallas to close out this 5-game road trip. 6-point lead for the Suns. Vince Carter had that solid fourth quarter last night in Chicago. Aaron Brooks, 2-man game with Hack. Pull-up shot along the baseline, right on the money for Aaron Brooks.
Kind of twisted his foot coming down, but makes it feel okay when you nail the jumper.
And Brooks now in double figures. He has 12 points. Alley-oop feed, and you can see the verticality of Wesley Johnson.
Well, Robin Lopez in the game got to get his hands up. You know, I mean, anytime that lob is coming, you got to elevate yourself. And I think in the offseason, that I think could be his issue. He doesn't have any elevation at all in his legs. Now, I know when you have a back injury, you know, it can affect your jumping ability. And that's something maybe you need to take a look at.
Robin Lopez, first minute, so he's going to go ahead and jack it up and miss everything. Remember, Garrett Seiler was the first one in off the bench at the center position to back up Marcin Gortat. Not a good start for Robin. Wesley Johnson all alone for 3. Aaron Brooks ran at him from behind. Pekovic inside, and a foul from behind on Robin Lopez, who played 3 minutes last night in Chicago and picked up 4 fouls. Then we did not see him again.
Yeah, Flynn did the Suns a favor. He had a wide open layup and he passed it off. Kind of fooled himself on that one. So any miss here would be a bonus for the Phoenix Suns because Flynn had a wide open layup.
Well, Pekovic now to the line. This is kind of the land of castaways. When you say, Eddie, for Minnesota, they have players like Darko Milicic and Michael Beasley along with Anthony Randolph and a youngster Pekovic who was taken in the second round and now trying to earn his stripes on the NBA floor. Sign up for My Suns Mobile, powered by Verizon. Get text messages with breaking Suns news, special offers and promotions. Visit suns.com for more information. And if you look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, over the last 2 NBA drafts, they've had 7 picks in the first round. 7 picks in the last 2 years. Stockpiling, but it just has not resulted in wins as of yet. They're hoping for the same success that Oklahoma City had. Offensive rebound to Josh Childress off the Lopez miss.
Playing well. I mean, Josh Childress, he just amazes me.
Look at that.
I'm telling you, I'm so happy for him. You know, and I really respect his professionalism that he has shown us all year. I mean, he has been patient, and I think he's showing. He's like, look, you know, I deserve to be playing, and that's what coaches want to see.
You're right. Just a high character guy. Anthony Randolph pops from the outside. And high character and just so patient, registering a lot of DNPs throughout the course of the season because of the number of wing players that the Suns had breaking training camp.
You're talking about a guy that was an integral part of the Atlanta Hawks when they were going deep in the playoffs.
Ooh, how about that play? Aaron Brooks setting up a slicing Childress.
That's what he does. I mean, he doesn't have confidence in that jump shot, so what he does, he works himself into that painted area where he can heat up and get easy shots.
Chili has not missed a shot. He's 4 of 4 from the floor, has 8 points and 3 rebounds. Suns still only leading by 6. Johnny Flynn. Now they work it into the corner. Pull up Jay. Wesley Johnson way too deep. And Robin Lopez lets it go out of bounds.
Yeah, he's long with everything. I mean, you make him put it on the floor. He loves to shoot that little spot up shot. The Suns making him put it on the floor. He's not close.
Next up for the Suns, the Hornets of New Orleans. If they win tonight against Houston, they would clinch a playoff spot. And right now they're leading by 3 after the 3rd quarter. And it's the Dallas Mavericks, who right now are 3rd in the Western Conference. And they would take on either Portland or the Hornets, it would appear. Robin Lopez blocked by Wesley Johnson at the cup. And Aaron Brooks, along with Josh Childress, applying the tourniquet to Johnny Flynn. Here comes Anthony Randolph, and a hard foul from Robin Lopez. In a frustrating few minutes for Robin, a couple of misses from the field, blocked inside, and then the hatchet job inside. Timeout, 8:53 to go here in the 3rd.
Not easy for the big fella, but hey, look, you get a few more minutes, you got to make up for it. Suns just trying to hold on against a stubborn Minnesota Timberwolves team.
6-point lead for the Suns here in the 4th. Presented by Southwest Airlines. Book a business select fare at southwest.com and fly through airport lines with flyby priority lane access. Vince can still fly.
He can. That's a nice move. That shocked everybody. Vince like, hold up now. Y'all better ask somebody. Let me rev this up a little bit here, let you know. The insanity is not going anywhere. I'll elevate and detonate on you.
Oh, hey now. Well, let's update our Verizon poll. I'm good with that. No problem. Sounds better from you anyways.
First time I ever stole it from you. Stole anything from you.
Jared Dudley leading the way. Boy, this is a tight race for the Marley Award. 33% right behind Grant Hill, and it's Marchin and Steve Nash as Randolph sinks the first toss.
So I'm going to force everybody to get my guy that I think should win it. Grant Hill. He should, again.
I'm with you on that.
I mean, based on what he had to do defensively this year. I mean, at his age, having to guard guys, no doubt about it.
Don't forget, you can still vote on Suns.com for whomever you feel should win the Dan Marley Hustle Award. Grant Hill, if he did it, it would be his 2nd such honor. Michael Beasley has career-high 5 steals in this game as Vince Carter plugs it along the baseline. Beasley also with his 8th double-double. He has been the force in the absence of Kevin Love, who is missing action because of the groin injury. Kurt Rambis was asked if they're going to shut down Kevin Love for the rest of the season. He said they have not made that determination yet. Still a day-to-day situation with Love, who appeared to be working out before the game in the tunnel here at the Target Center.
Yeah, they think he might play a couple. Look at that.
Oh, wow. Goes to the left hand for Josh Childress.
Wow, he's just toying with the Wolves. He's just, I mean, just cruising. Saving all his energy for this thing.
Well, you know what he was doing a year ago. He was playing in the Greek League Finals.
Yes, I was there.
I
saw him.
You did.
I was there.
Were you part of that parade to the game? He said they needed 300 riot police to escort them to the game.
I know what that feels like. Yeah, I do.
You talk about intensity. You know, I asked him, what's it like when you look at NBA arenas? He said, well, you take the most intense NBA arena, the most passionate fans here, and you multiply it by 10 there in Europe.
Exactly.
They are rowdy. That's why you need riot police.
I was fortunate enough to play on the same team as he did, obviously, years earlier. It hasn't changed. I mean, they take their sporting events like it's the last thing that's going to happen in their life.
Right.
I tell you, I've gotten hit by so many coins in 1 week when I played over there. It was amazing.
Heated coins.
Heated coins.
They would actually light them.
One time I had a doorknob thrown at me and a live fish. It was shaking at the free throw. I had to laugh at that one. I mean,
Vince Carter to the 10th floor from Aaron Brooks.
Rev it up. Rev it up, Vince.
Wow.
What did he take last night? Tell you what, got up and oiled down the knees because he's flying around the court.
Holy cow, that was something to see. Vince Carter now with 12 points. The Suns have 6 players scoring in double figures. Anthony Randolph starting to go off here in the second half. He has 16 points.
Interested to see when Alvin Gentry goes back to his starters. This group playing pretty well.
8-point lead, Hakeem Ward trying to make it 10. Heavy contact with Pekovic. No whistle, and up ahead comes Johnny Flynn. He's pulled from behind by Robin Lopez. He got the pass off to Anthony Randolph, who threw it down. But before the pass, they're going to call the foul on Lopez.
That's a good foul on Robin Lopez. That was a smart foul there because that was going to be an alley-oop dunk, no doubt about it. Look at Aaron Brooks. Wow. He and Vince Carter, there's a little circus act going on there. Circus Soleil.
And of course, the patented Harley move from Vince Carter.
They need to patent that move there. I think they can do a halftime show when they both retire. Oh, Vince probably wouldn't be able to dunk by then. Scrap it. Scrap it.
Well, Vince now has 12 points for the Suns, one of 4 reserves to score in double figures. Childress almost came away with this steal. Great defense from Vince Carter.
Yep.
Forced the turnover. That pass right into the hands of Childress. 6:10 to go here in the fourth. Suns 53% from the field. Brooks into the paint, pitch out to Childress to a wide open Vince Carter. Can't nail the 3, and the pull down to Anthony Tolliver.
I think if the Timberwolves score here, you're going to see Alvin Gentry go to that bench. Bring his starters back in.
Beasley double teamed defensively by Carter and Childress. They've been so active on the defensive end, and we'll get a timeout with 5:48 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Wolves hoping to end their 11-game skid, but running into a determined Suns defense right now.
You win with defense. Vince Carter, Josh Childress. Not having it, Michael Beasley.
Their last 8 shots here in the fourth quarter. Time for tonight's Laser Pass presented by Schwartz Laser Eye Center's TeamEyeDoc.com. See the best that you can see. And we're going to take a look at Aaron Brooks going upper deck to Vinsanity.
Wow, just throw it up. You don't have to be accurate. The way he's feeling right now, the last few games, with the green headband. He's green.
Going green as the entire NBA is. Look at the assists for Steve Nash. He has 9, 5 for Aaron Brooks, 14 for the Suns point guards. And then you look at the leading scorers, Beasley and Randolph for the Wolves, Gortat and Grant Hill for the Phoenix Suns.
This is a good stop here for this bench. I think it can buy them another minute or so, knowing that Alvin Gentry is wanting to call Steve Nash and get Grant Hill back in the game.
Grant Hill, actually, he's not in the game. It was Aaron Brooks with the steal. Grant Hill has only played 18 minutes to get those 17 points. Oh, Alvin wanting to limit the minutes of Grant Hill and Steve Nash. Nash has only played 22 in this back-to-back situation. 14 turnovers committed by Minnesota, trailing by 8. Aaron Brooks has played very well here tonight. Talk about the 5 assists, along with 14 points. Ridnour offline, and another rip for Marcin Gortat. That's his 12th. Suns now at 52% shooting, 43% for Minnesota. Shot clock is down to 10. Brooks, good look, good shot. Past Luke Ridnour.
Yeah, I think they're going to finish this game. I like it. I like it when the coach says, you know what? You guys have earned it in the fourth quarter. You're D'ing it up. You're running the system. You're looking good. I'm not substituting anybody.
Quick shot for Anthony Randolph, who has been on the mark here in the second half. Now 18 points for Randolph on 6 of 12 shooting. He's hit all 6 of his free throws, and it's back to an 8-point Suns lead.
And Anthony Randolph knocks down a jumper, and Alvin gets a little fidgety.
Well, the Suns' biggest lead has been 15. Vince Carter wants to take Martell Webster one-on-one, pulls back for the deep shot. Offensive rebound to Josh Childress. Back over to Vince, who does a 360 spin pass. And now calming things down is Brooks. Working off the hack screen. Little pick and pop. Hakeem Ward straight away, dead center for Hack.
Yeah, I like to think it's a step out of his range, but right now he is feeling a little spry from those 2 awesome dunks here in the second half. Confidence is high.
Warwick has 15 points off the bench. Back to a double-digit lead. Beasley couldn't bank it home. Cleared by Gortat. Suns have the numbers. Childress scoops it over to Hakeem Warwick, and Hakeem goes down. I'm not sure, he felt like maybe he was tripped up from behind. Looked like his knee buckled.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was worried about him because it really no contact at all. He just fell.
Now slowly making his way back to the defensive end.
Yeah, he just fell. He was worried about running over Randolph and just lost his balance.
It's almost like, too, he sensed Luke Ridnour coming in from behind. So let's see if the Suns can hang on here in the fourth quarter. Win their first game on this road trip after falling in San Antonio and to the Bulls last night in Chicago. Martell Webster, he can light it up in a hurry. Passes inside to Randolph, and a reach-in foul on Vince Carter.
That's a good pass from Webster. You know, it put Vince Carter in a tough situation, but defensively, I mean, the Suns were pretty good, but that was good offense there. I mean, Timberwolves really haven't ran great offense, but that was pretty good offense.
Well, now an obvious signal from Alvin Gentry that he's going to go with his bench the rest of the way. Vince Carter has come out, and Xavier Dowdell is on the floor for the first time here tonight. Suns fans, did you know that if you're signed up for My Suns Mobile, you'll receive a text alert for 2 free tacos at any Phoenix area Jack in the Box when the Suns score 99 points on the road or hold their opponent under 99.
Randolph. I like it. I like what Alvin's doing. I mean, Dowdell's been sitting over there all game long, and he puts him in the game. 3:18, a lot of time left.
Yeah, last time we saw Xavier, he had his career-high 14 points in the Suns' victory at home over the Los Angeles Clippers. Suns were without Steve Nash in that game. Gortat has his shot blocked and cranks it up a second time. Good determination from Marcin. 8 of 14 from the field. 20 points and 15 rebounds from Marcin. Those are Kevin Love numbers.
But he's getting it. You know, you don't even know he's getting it. I mean, he gets the secret stats. I mean, you don't even know it.
Yeah, quietly. 20 points and 15 rebounds. Ridnour setting up Anthony Randolph. Playing with all sorts of confidence. Beasley, offensive rebound, digs in, and the putback for Michael Beasley, who has 22. Final 2.5 minutes here from the Target Center.
It's all about clock here. You don't have to rush anything.
Lob feed up to Hakeem Warwick.
Except when you have him hanging around the rim, just throw it.
More high-flying antics from Hack and the Suns here in the second half. Kurt Rambis wants a timeout with 2:22 to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 20-second timeout. Next Monday, The Drive is brought to you by Checker O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day each. It's Grease Lightning. Josh Childress hitting all 5 of his shots from the field.
He's efficient, no doubt about it. Always has been. Doesn't force anything. He's going to give it to you defensively. You run the court with him. You'll give him a chance to get the high percentage shot. Doesn't complain. He'll go 5 minutes and don't even touch the ball, but still give you great effort. That's a coach's dream. You need a Josh Childress on every team. I wasn't trying to rhyme.
But you did anyways.
It was about time.
It sounded so good. Well, not just the scoring, but then the passing instincts of Josh Childress and the high-flying hijinks of Hakeem Warwick.
You know, it kind of faked everybody else out because that's the way he shoots the ball. So that's why he's a great passer from there, because it looked like a shot. Throws the defense.
7 in the fourth quarter for Josh Childress. Suns hoping to polish off the Minnesota Timberwolves and really do it with their bench. So 4 guys in double figures, 17 for Hack, 16 for Brooks, 12 for Vince, and Childress with the 10.
Yeah, that's why I applaud Alvin Gentry for staying with them. They've been more consistent in terms of a group. And they get a chance to finish this game off.
Minnesota may have yet one more push, led by Michael Beasley, who now has 24.
You know all too well. I mean, this is not a huge lead with 2 minutes left. Anything can happen. You have to stay focused.
2 minutes to go. Gortat, little lob feed to Josh Childress, tried to stuff it in. It just popped out. He thought he was fouled at the rim. Anthony Randolph goes to that left hand on Gortat. Good defense from Marcin to force the miss.
Yeah, Randolph just does not have the strength to rock a player backwards. And that's where he has to get stronger. Gortat was not affected by that move.
Yeah, another one of those alterations at the rim from Marcin Gortat defensively. Aaron Brooks sticks the three as he hits the floor. Timeout, Kurt Rambis. Tough shot from Brooks.
Kurt Rambis jumped off the bench so fast, I think he pulled a hamstring. He tried to reach back. That's not good.
Oh, don't do that, Kurt. You've already made the all-unathletic team in Suns history. Be careful here in the fourth quarter. Aaron Brooks now has 19 points. Going deep for three. Absolutely. Who are without their all-star, Kevin Love, who is the leading rebounder in the NBA, 15 per. Eddie, remember he had that 30-30 game against the Knicks in November when he scored 31 points, had 31 rebounds. 4 times this season he's gone 30-20, scoring at least 30 and pulling down 20 boards in a game. But boy, just sensational numbers. And right now he's been busy texting. You know who he's texting? Ricky Rubio in Spain.
Oh, he's coming. I got the inside word.
Really? Well, tell us, would you? They met at the World Championships in Turkey. And boy, would he love to have Ricky Rubio sign on here in Minnesota. No, Rubio taken 5th overall in the draft a couple summers ago.
They believe he's coming.
Really?
They think he'll be in uniform next year and ready to go. I'm not going to give you.
You're not going to reveal sources?
No, I don't do that. I'm not a reveal the source guy, and I'm not going to say an anonymous source either.
But you're not pulling this out of thin air, is what you're telling us. Okay.
No, I'm not.
All right, we'll wait and see.
I got it from higher ups. Well, I was running on the treadmill today. You'd be surprised when you run next to it.
At the team hotel. Huh. All right.
Don't worry about it.
We'll have to check the video cameras.
No. I'm invisible when I'm on the treadmill.
Look at you go so fast when you don't go anywhere. Hack throws it away. Down goes Dowdell in a heap for the Suns. Shot clock blows up on Phoenix. Great hustle from Martell Webster, both sliding into the front row.
Yeah, dangerous maneuver, though, from Webster. And a guy that's been hurt a lot in his career, he knows all too well. He dived right at the legs of Xavier Dowdell. And sometimes there's unwritten rules in sports. That's one of them. Really diving that guy's leg.
And you talked about the back injury, the back surgery that Martell had, missed nearly the first 2 months of the season. He really was damaged goods coming over here from Portland. But he rehabbed it, back and healthy. Luke Ridnour for 3. Beasley going after an offensive rebound along with Tolliver. Final 40 seconds. Here comes Aaron Brooks. 10 of his 19 points have come here in the fourth quarter. He has been superb for the Suns here at the Target Center.
Ridnour looked over at Kurt Rambis. Do you want me to foul? Kurt said, heck no, I got to get some ice on my hamstring.
Hack from deep. Tipped around. Gortat nearly secured it. Goes out of bounds, and they'll give it to the Suns. Here's the update now on New Orleans. Tied up with Houston. 4:28 to go in the fourth quarter. All knotted up at 89. That's the Suns' next opponent, the Hornets, on a Friday night. Again, New Orleans, if they can win over the Rockets, would secure a playoff spot. Suns will dribble away the final seconds here from the Target Center. They will improve to 38-40 on the season, win their first game on this road trip. Down go the Wolves, and the Suns win it by 10, 108-98. Steve Nash only had to play 22 minutes. Grant Hill played just 18, but had 17 points for the Suns.
Suns will take any victory any way that they can. They face a team that's struggling in Minnesota. Good to beat them than face the embarrassment of losing to a team that's lost 11 in a row. They get the job done, and now on to some playoff contenders where they can really upset the world and upset the standings to make their season seem even better.
Marcin Gortat, 20 points, 16 rebounds for the Suns. Beasley leading the way for the Wolves with 24 and 11, but they fall for the 12th consecutive game.